And greetings, followers. Weather prognosticator and meteorologist Chad Merrill taking you through the next 7 days as we look through October to see if there's any cold weather in sight and if there's anything brewing in the tropics. Let me first begin by sharing my screen and showing you the Hagerstown Town and Country Almanack website. We had dry and very warm weather in the forecast through the 8th of October. We've had a stretch of mainly dry weather. It's been a little damp recently. Temperatures have trended warmer than average, especially with nighttime lows. We do anticipate a round of thunderstorms and stormy weather from the 9th through the 12th, and then dry and warm weather the 13th all the way through the 21st. Here's what's happening right now on the surface map. We have an area of high pressure across New England, and this high pressure is providing mostly sunny skies. The easterly wind, though, with a stationary front to the south of the mid-Atlantic, is generating a bit of cloud cover across the mid-Atlantic, and this low pressure, which has been stationary across the mid-south, is pumping in some warm, moist air into the southeast, producing occasional showers and thunderstorms, and the threat for more flash flooding today and once again tomorrow. Pretty quiet across the nation's midsection, and then we have a storm system coming into the northwestern part of the U.S. The jet stream winds, or zone of upper level winds, shows this low pressure that I showed you. The surface low has an upper level reflection to it, but notice there isn't any jet stream energy to come and push it along. It's actually cut off from the main flow of the jet stream. So this particular storm system is slowly moving north, but will be with us all the way through the early part of the weekend, producing some occasional showers across the southeast and eventually the mid-Atlantic. And then what we have is the high pressure across the northeast will slowly drift off the coast, but we will still continue that easterly fetch across much of the mid-Atlantic. Here's the reason why this low pressure is slowly going to be moving north. This particular storm system, you can see some stronger upper level winds moving into the northwest. This trough is going to move east and help to kick this low and accelerate it a bit. But in the meantime, over the next couple of days, expect a stagnant weather pattern with scattered showers and thunderstorms. Here's our center of circulation across the mid-south. You can see the nice swirl in the cloud cover. The brighter clouds indicate where we have the heaviest rainfall, and that is in Georgia and also parts of the Florida Panhandle. Otherwise, a scattering of showers across the Carolinas. Here's the mid-Atlantic. And what we see is a pattern of an easterly wind. You can see the cloud cover coming off the Atlantic, producing lots of cloud cover along the I-95 corridor. And then because we have an easterly wind, it downslopes into western Pennsylvania, and we actually get some breaks in the clouds west of the Laurel Highlands with a strong easterly flow off the Atlantic. And this particular trend will be the case all the way through, it looks like Thursday into Friday. But we will see a couple of breaks east of the mountains. We also want to show you the water vapor imagery. This is the water vapor in the atmosphere in the upper levels. Very distinct counterclockwise swirl across the mid-Mississippi Valley. And there's our moisture in the form of some showers and storms across the southeast. Where you have the drier air aloft across the northeast, you have some pleasant conditions, and on the backside of the storm system as well. And there's the trough moving into the northwest that will finally produce a little bit of snow across parts of the Cascades. Now this is the projection for 500 millibar heights going through the remainder of the week, and the red colors indicate higher heights, which is indicative of slightly above average temperatures, which is the case across the mid-Atlantic and nation's midsection. As the trough comes into the northwest, that will bring somewhat cooler than average temperatures, hence the probability for some mountain snow. And then as this trough digs into the west, the opposite action with the ridge building across the east will mean once we get into the middle part of next week, our temperatures will really start to increase or warm up across parts of the mid-Atlantic. So no signs of fall here in our particular forecast going forward. We do need the cold weather, though, to help with the fall colors. We do see some fall colors emerging across the Adirondacks of New York, but not too much change elsewhere across parts of New York State. Only the northern tier of Pennsylvania seeing some color developing. Otherwise, just a little bit of color showing up across the Laurel Highlands. In the warmer spots of south central Pennsylvania and southeastern Pennsylvania, still no color. And in Maryland, just starting to see signs of the leaves changing across much of the state, including the far western panhandle, where it's typically a little bit on the cooler side. So now let's take a look at what's happening with the Madden-Julian oscillation. So here is our PowerPoint presentation. This is the Madden-Julian oscillation. And whenever we have phase 5, 6, and 7, we talked about this a couple of weeks ago, where it doesn't favor any landfalling tropical systems in the U.S., and we don't see any potential over the next 7 days. There could be a low pressure that forms well off the East Coast a week from today, so about the 12th or 13th of October, but we don't expect any implication to the eastern United States. But whenever we are in phase 5, 6, and 7, that in October, that tends to favor above average temperatures. So with the 500 millibar heights being above average and the Madden-Julian oscillation being in 5, 6, and 7, and no signs of the jet stream dipping south into the east, we are going to see this trend of above average temperatures and no potential for a frost or a freeze over the next 2 weeks. We do see signs that the MJO will start to shift into a phase 8 and 1 about 20 days from now. That takes us to the end of the month. And that's when we expect some of the cooler temperatures to finally trickle into the eastern parts of the U.S. Here's a look at the night sky going forward. We have the Draconide meteor shower Friday. The best display, Friday, October 8th, will be before dawn and then after sunset. And then we have the Southern Taurid meteor shower that's visible starting around 7:30 p.m. on Sunday until about 6:45 a.m. on Monday. But in an ideal setting, and we do have a new moon, so there's very minimal moonlight because of that. But in the ideal world, you would see 5 meteors per hour. Also notice on Saturday, October 9th, the moon and Venus will be visible in the evening sky until early on Sunday. There could be a bit of cloud cover that obscures some of this from the easterly flow coming off the Atlantic, but it is visible with the naked eye or with binoculars. Now, Bishops has a couple of running events taking place. October 9th is 2 races. One's in Barclay Park and one's in Delaplane. Mostly cloudy skies, a few bits of light rain. Morning temperatures, again, well above average. Afternoon highs, not too far above average. But overall, because of the moist easterly flow, temperatures won't budge too much during the day. So actually not too bad for the runners. A little humid, but not on the hot side. October 10th, we have Soldier on 10 miler and Making Strides races. That's in Lorton and Fredericksburg, Virginia. Looking for some drizzle. Temperatures in the 60s in the morning, low to mid 70s in the afternoon. Bishops has an event on October 11th, Columbus Day. It's the Crooked Run Valley races in Delaplane. Mostly cloudy for that race. Temperatures in the mid 60s in the morning, mid 70s in the afternoon. And finally, the Tuesday night series. This is the Tuesday night 5K in Springfield. Partly cloudy. We start to get into that warm pattern that I talked about. Once the ridge of high pressure expands across the east, temperatures in the mid 60s in the morning, mid 70s to near 80 in the afternoon. This is an evening race, so temperatures will drop from about 78 degrees into the lower 70s for the race, but it will be a little bit on the humid side. So that's a little bit of what's happening in the world of weather as well as with the night sky. So thank you for joining me for this week's weather podcast and weekly weather briefing. Not expecting any severe weather across parts of the east, but we will have those occasional spits of some rain showers and some drizzle throughout the first part of the weekend, but not expecting any flooding rain or any severe weather over the next several days. And if you want to see those fall colors start to emerge, you have to wait until the end of the month. We'll see you back here next week as we take a look at the middle of October.